During his time at Widefield High School in Colorado Springs, Boris Berian was a sought-after commodity. For track and field, they don't get much better for mid-sprints than what Boris can offer, but ASC was able to get their hands on Boris. The result has been immediate and impactful. First race of the year for Boris, Cherry Silver Invitational in Albuquerque. He wins the 800 meters. To be so successful out of the gate in your first race, what was that moment like after winning it and realizing not only do you stack up well against collegiate sprinters, but you're one of the better ones?
Well, just all the training that my coach has been putting me through, and just the mental process, just winning, just makes me want to just strive to be better and just keep running faster and faster.
We've got Boris Berian on KSPK's Grizzly Connect, Bryant Johnson chatting with the freshman. From an ambition standpoint, it doesn't get much better than ASC's track and field athletes and coaches. They are some of the most ambitious people you will encounter in the sport. When you're in high school, and a lot of people love the sport, but it's not going to be a part of their life for the next 4 years. When you have the ambition of a collegiate athlete in high school, and now you're around like-minded individuals, how does that help you strive for even more success?
Being a freshman, I just want to prove to myself that you don't have to be the older you have to you don't have to be old to be better. You can just be young and be the best and just prove that you're really good.
Well, you're hungry. You and Malik McKinley, there's a lot of young guys around here that they just have a different kind of aura around them, the way they walk the hallways. And the transition period to college seems to be pretty easy. And when you look at adjustments, what has been one of the biggest ones since you arrived on campus?
A lot more running, and the maturity level is better.
When you're looking at just the level of events that you are going to be participating in, when you're down in Albuquerque at the University of New Mexico Invite, and you're beating people from Colorado State like you did in the 800 meters, just looking around, where is your confidence level at when you're seeing these athletes from New Mexico and Colorado State and not local high schools or D2 schools, but right away D1 universities?
My confidence is growing each day in practice. My coach is pushing me, seeing how I run. He gives me times to set for each rep through the run at practice, and that just grows with each rep.
It's Boris Berian with the ASC men's and track and field team. There was a lot of buzz when you and Malik were looking to come to ASC, but of course, a lot of schools were looking at you. Coach Martin, he's known as a really savvy guy when it comes to convincing athletes that this is their future, this is the place they need to be. What was one thing that Coach was able to do on your visit or when he was recruiting you that really stands out and convinced you that ASC was a place to be?
He really proved that he really wanted me. Like, he cared for his athletes. I spoke to a few of the athletes too, and they said it was a really great place to be.
When reputation meets reality, when you've heard of someone like Damon Martin and understand this guy's big time, but then you see the sincerity and meet with him and understand he's genuine, how much more convincing does one need when you realize that it's the real deal and everything that you've heard about the guy is legit?
If it's reality, then everything is good. Just reputation and just everything is good.
Boris, of course, is going to be a lot more familiar with Albuquerque and the races that you still have in New Mexico. It's easy to look at long-term goals, but you seem to be pretty in the moment. And in short-term, what can I do this week? How can I get better for next week? When you have such a successful impact immediately out of the gates, what do you then try to improve week by week before the next event?
I try to improve on being able to just push myself, really. Every week is harder and harder, and just push myself.
How many championships do you want to win while you're here?
Let's try for all of them.
Boris is one guy that can get away with saying this. How many did you win total in high school?
I won 5 state championships.
You won 5 state championships. When the 5th one is handed to you, is there almost like a ho-hum process, like, oh, another one? But you seem really hungry. It probably never gets old, but what is the difference between number 5 and 1?
Just the feeling that you get inside. All the work that you've done and then being successful, it just gives you that good feeling.
It must be impossible to explain to other people who just have not been able to put in the work but also succeed at the high level that you do. But adrenaline's flowing, energy's pouring out of you. You win the race. What is the best way to explain that feeling when you're not only winning a championship but championships?
Like you said, yeah, the feeling, it's just really unexplainable. It's just a feeling of great joy, really.
You, of course, came in with a highly touted freshman class. So what's Malik McKinney like and some of the guys who come in with you?
They're all great. Good. It's like a small track family. It's good to be around. It's fun.
And, of course, ambition is something that is not hard to find within your group of freshmen or upperclassmen. How do you guys push each other? You're all successful from high school, but now that you're all at a collegiate program together, what's one way to find constant encouragement to try to push it to the next level?
Really, we just race at practice, talk crap to each other, and just push ourselves like that.
It's the best way, though, right? The best way to talk a little junk is to get on the field and to get on the track and actually put your performance on the table. So when you're motivating each other in practice and giving each other a hard time, once race day arrives, what is the level of encouragement like from your teammates?
We just have a talk before the meet, just push each other, do as best as you can, and if you give it all you got, then just be happy with yourself.
All right, Boris. Well, thank you for chatting with us. SID Scott Kreitzman says we're going to get at least 12 conversations with you over your time at ASC, so get comfortable. This is like the first championship. There will be more to come, and I'm sure you are going to enjoy all of these along the way. Thanks again for chatting with us.
All right, thank you.
It's Boris Berian with the ASC men's track and field team. Won the 800 meters. It is first race, first event at ASC. Future is definitely bright. KSPK's Grizzly Connect, I'm Bryant Johnson.